Hello and welcome to my third Grand Challenge battle. So you should probably know the gist of it by now, so I'll start finding an opponent. Oh, and there we go, we already found one. One at 15-15, so they've at least one more than they've lost. Okay, let's see. So, a hard trick room team with Regirock. So Ursulina and Cresselia is definitely going to be pretty scary. Regirock, I should be able to deal with Ogerpon. So I think the play here is going to be Farigiraf up front for sure, and then playing Incineroar since they have a lot of psychic types, and Ursaluna, and then Ogerpon in the back, and then either Iron Hands or Fluttermane, which of the two I think probably Fluttermane is better, just if I can stall out Trick Room and then I can sweep up the rest of the team with Fluttermane. So it's going to be Farigiraf and Incineroar lead versus whatever they do. Expecting something inside of Trick Room, so probably Indeedee and either Cresselia or Uniclus. Okay, Cresselia and Regirock, surprisingly. Didn't really expect to see Regirock in the lead. I think it has Clear Body as its ability, so I won't be able to intimidate it. Yep. Okay, here, I don't really know what Regirock is supposed to do. So I'm just going to go for Hyper Voice and knock off into the Cresselia. The Regirock probably shouldn't be able to do much. It could probably Iron Defense or Body Press or Rock Slide, but it shouldn't do too much to my SMR. So I'm just going to double into the Cresselia. Knockoff does about 50%, knocking off a Covert Cloak, so good thing I didn't fake out into it. Then Hyper Voice doesn't do much to Regirock, does a good amount to Cresselia. And I boost my special attack. Okay, they go for Rock Slide, which actually does a lot more than I thought it was going to. So I have to be pretty careful of this Regirock. This turn I'm gonna go for. I think actually one of my best plays here could be go for reversing Trick Room and Terrasilize Incineroar and Flare Blitz Cresselia so that they can't reverse my reversing the Trick Room. So I'm going to Terrasilize Incineroar here to Dragon, and so that I won't be weak to Rock, just in case the critical hit. Hopefully I don't flinch. So, okay, they go for Iron Defense. Interesting. So, I won't be able to do much to stop my reversing the Trick Room. So now they'll have to try to set up Trick Room again with one of their back Pokemon, which shouldn't be very easy for them. So, I Flare Blitz and undo the Trick Room. Though I do have to be a bit careful of this Regirock, which is now +2 defense, so Body Presses should be doing a lot. So I think here, my best play is, since they can't reset Trick Room right now, I'm going to Psychic the Regirock and I think Parting Shot and Namorous. So let's see, they're Terastallizing. I don't really know what they would Terastallize right now. Okay, Namorous, probably Terra Fairy. Yes, they're going to be doing a lot of damage this turn. I think I probably go into Fluttermane with my Parting Shot. Okay, so Parting Shot goes off into the Enamorous, lowering its special attack. I'm gonna go into Fluttermane just in case they body press towards the Incineroar. Actually, since they're going for Terra Fairy, they're probably not going to body press. So I think Ogerpon is probably the better option. Yeah. So let's just go into Ogerpon. Should be able to take a Dazzling Gleam one. Okay, Dazzling Gleam faster than my Farigiraf. Interesting. And, okay, it does a bit of damage. Now Psychic into the Regirock, which should do a lot since I'm at +1. Yep, almost KOs. Then Rock Slide. So both my Pokemon are pretty low HP here. Wonder how much Ivy Cudgel does to Namorous. Okay, so it does about 50%. So I think what I should do here is, since they're probably just going to Dazzling Gleam, I could probably just Psychic, and since Farigiraf isn't going to be doing much this turn, since it'll probably just get KO'd by an Amorous, I'm just going to Psychic. Actually, I think Hyper Voice is better. Hyper Voice and Ivy Cudgel the Amorous. Okay, the Regirock goes for Protect, which is pretty interesting. The Ivy Cudgel into an Amorous. Yeah, does a lot of damage. Yeah, they go for Dazzling Gleam again, which KOs both my Pokemon. But now I have Incineroar and Fluttermane on the field, which should both be faster. So I can either go for Flare Blitz and Dazzling Gleam, or just fake out and Dazzling Gleam. Which I think Flare Blitz is probably the safer option, just in case they protect their Enamorous and the last Pokemon would survive the move from Fluttermane. So I'm just going to Dazzling Gleam. Wait, what if the Regirock has Wide Guard? Think of that. How much damage does Incineroar Flare Blitz do? I think I'm going to Moonblast the Enamorous and knock off the Regirock. Hopefully this doesn't backfire. Okay, they did not go for Wide Guard, so I may have just wasted that. Hopefully knockoff KOs the Regirock here. Just have to see. So knockoff goes into Regirock and doesn't KO. They have Black Belt. Okay, Rock Slide. Shouldn't do too much. Okay, it does a bit, but I should be able to do well here. Okay, Ursaluna. Let's see. I should be able to just Dazzling Gleam and Flare Blitz. Yeah. Unless they have Earthquake, which would do, which would probably KO both. I'm just gonna go for Dazzling Gleam and Flare Blitz and hope that they don't have Earthquake. Okay, they go for Protect with Ursaluna, which means the next turn, since I used Dazzling Gleam, I carry the Regirock, and next turn I can Moonblast and Flare Blitz, which I think should KO. Hopefully. They do have their Flame Orb active now. So it's another burn, which means they get their guts boost. But I should be able to just Moonblast Flare Blitz and hope that KOs. Actually, I think the better play here is Protect and Flare Blitz, because that way I get damage off and even extra damage from their burn chip. So, and in case they go for like Headlong Rush into Fluttermane and don't have Earthquake, then should guarantee the KO. Oh, they go for Headlong Rush into Fluttermane. So that means this next turn I have guaranteed win with Moonblast and Flare Blitz. Unless they protect, which just delays the inevitable. If they protect, I could just do Protect with Fluttermane again, which would just make it even more sure that I win. So I think I'm just going to do that just to be safe. Just in case it's like the tankiest Ursaluna ever. So I'm just going to Protect my Fluttermane and Flare Blitz with Incineroar into the Ursaluna. It'll just get the extra bit of Burn Chip as well as Flare Blitz damage. So yeah, from this percent, Moonblast should definitely KO. They go for Facade into Incineroar. Interesting. So they do sort of protect my Protect, but it doesn't really matter at this point because I can just Moonblast for the KO. Since Fluttermane is faster, and this Ursaluna is in the red HP. So I can just go for Moonblast and get the win. So now we have that, and we won the battle. Now we'll see where that puts us for our ranking. So after our third battle, we are number 202 with the rating of 1539. I'll see you guys in the next battle.